The studio lights flickered as the broadcast returned from a commercial break. The host smiled warmly, greeting the viewers, but behind the curtains, something unexpected had just unfolded, something that would move the world, stir hearts, and reveal a side of Denzel Washington the world had never seen before. As the cameras rolled, Denzel sat quietly in the guest chair, his face calm. Yet there was something in his eyes, a flicker of something deeper, raw, and real. He was there to discuss his latest film, but little did he know, that night would be remembered for something far more profound. The host leaned forward, his tone shifting. "Denzel, before we talk about the movie, we've received a call for you. Someone insisted on speaking to you personally." Line connected, then came the voice, steady, deep, and full of respect. "Mr. Washington, this is Captain Ibrahim Traoré." At first, Denzel's face froze. The name seemed to ring a distant bell. The studio fell silent, the audience sensing the gravity of the moment. The host sat back, giving space for what was to come. Captain Traoré continued, his voice unwavering. "I don't know if you remember, but when I was a teenager, I watched one of your speeches on a borrowed laptop under a broken streetlight. That night changed my life. You said ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. That sentence became my prayer." Denzel blinked, his eyes already welling up. The live audience leaned forward, hanging on every word in stunned silence. "You were the reason I believed a boy like me, from a war-torn place, could dream beyond survival. You lit a fire in my soul, and that fire led me to serve my people, to stand tall, to never kneel before injustice. Today, as the leader of my nation, I call not as a president, but as a grateful student of your strength." The camera caught a tremble in Denzel's hand as the weight of the words sank in, as Denzel brought his hand to his face. A tear rolled down his cheek, unchecked and unapologetic. His voice cracked as he whispered, "My God." Captain Traoré's voice remained steady, unwavering. "They told me heroes wear capes, but mine wore a suit and stood on stages speaking truth in a world full of noise. Thank you for being the voice I needed when my world had none." By now, Denzel's composure had shattered. His powerful frame shook with emotion, his chest rising and falling with each breath. He looked out at the audience, his voice raw and filled with gratitude. "You don't know what this means to me. To know it helped someone become that kind of leader, ... The host, visibly moved, allowed the moment to hang in the air. Not a single person in the studio could hold back their tears. This was no longer just a celebrity interview, it was history in the making. It was soul meeting soul. Denzel stood, looked into the camera, and spoke slowly, as if every word carried the weight of his heart. "To every young man out there watching this, wondering if your ... double quotes life matters, does, keep walking, keep fighting, needs your fire." Denzel's voice was steady, yet every word carried a deep, and simply said, "Thank you for becoming the man this world needed." In that moment, it wasn't about fame. It wasn't about Hollywood. It was about the ripple one voice can create. Oh, a simple message spoken from the heart can cross oceans, survive wars, and ignite revolutions. And somewhere in the distance, in a village bathed in moonlight, a young boy stared at his tiny phone screen. His eyes were wide, his heart full, and he whispered to himself, "Someday, that'll be me." If this moment moved you even a little, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Dark Truths. Sometimes the quietest stories carry the loudest echoes.